Back to the War3Champions finals, everybody. Colorful advancing, and so went down to the lower bracket. That's the story so far. And now we're going to determine these players' opponents. We got Kaho versus Foggy in the Night Elf Mirror. The winner will face Colorful in another Night Elf Mirror. And then we have a Night Elf versus Orc to close out the day. It's basically a hamburger schedule here today. With Orc Night Elf as the buns and Night Elf Mirror, the meat and potatoes. You put potatoes on a burger? Yes, we do.
Apparently. Sorry, one sec.
You do the admin work.
Lost track of the vetoes, so. Could be a second.
McDonald's actually has a burger with potatoes. It's a big Rösti. In Germany. What do we got here? There we go. We got the map picks and bans done. Foggy picks Northern Isles as his losers map. We're waiting for Kaho. We're down to Amazonia at Last Refuge.
Thank you for saving me.
My pleasure, mate. Last Refuge it is for Kaho. So we start on AZ. Wonderful. We, of course, got the ping equalizer on. And I guess we're ready to go. It is... Kaho's rise. Of course, he had some solid performances in... You're typing very loud. We had some solid performances in some Chinese tournaments, but the real breakout performance, especially for the audience in the West, was War3Champions Season 11, where Kaho... was seeded into the top 8 because of his ladder performance, because that guy is grinding like a mofo, and then ended up top 3 right behind Happy, Lawlight, and in front of players like Fly, Soin, Focus, Foggy, and Sock. Yeah, that was, to me, the breakout performance.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing so good recently. I mean, even some NA people have been like, damn, this guy. And we're very hesitant to accept new players a lot of the time in our region over here. But a lot of people are like, damn, this guy's good. This guy might be one of the best Night Elves in the world. And especially in this matchup, he's been particularly good. We're going to find out very, very soon if we're going to have something like a Potom Mirror, like a Bear Mirror, or if we're just going to keep it standard, which I would expect probably on Kaho's side of things, the Demon Hunter, and on Foggy's side of things, if ever we're going to see a Potom, it's going to be Foggy doing it.
Yeah, and these matches are of course played on a higher ping. Foggy from Georgia, not the best connection to the servers, but to be honest, I think that favors him in Night Elf. Because with Potom and Hans and his wild rush style, you don't need that much micro, I'd say, compared to a Bear Mirror, where everything is so close. And I am really curious how this turns out. Foggy has eliminated Fortitude and Starbuck already. Can he also kick down Kaho to the lower bracket and advance? Or will it be a Chinese winner bracket semi-final? We'll figure it out in the best of 3.
All right, Amazonia. This is probably the only matchup that this map is actually good. So it's at least we get to see it where it shines the most. It shines the brightest.
You know what? Hot take maybe, but I do enjoy Amazonia in Human versus Orc.
Human versus Orc. I would say it's quite Orc favored, but it's nice to have a lot of fights. Of course, in Human vs. Orc, it's nice when it's a little bit maybe more difficult to expand at times, so that you see this one base style that is just becoming less and less common nowadays in that matchup. I could agree with that for sure.
Nice. The cast is agreeing. That's what we want to see. I want to see if the chat is agreeing on someone. Are you still a Foggy fan? The guy who represented the West so well in the mid of the 2010s, or are you more of a fan of the rising star, of the young guns, of Kaho, the most improved player in 2022? Chat, let me know.
All right, so Lightning Shield is good for both players. I'm actually shocked when I cast the Backdoor Cup Weekly how many top Night Elf players are screwing up the lightning shield on this camp. Even Happy screws it up, and I would expect him to know better, even though it's his off race. But both these players do it absolutely perfectly, Neo, and both players also go in Demon Hunter.
Obviously, they're the best of the best. They know how to do this camp. Gloves of Haste versus Ring of Protection. Not even sure what's better here. Also, the secondary items not too great. You know, this Cloak of Shadows has had some impact in the past couple of weeks, so maybe favored towards Foggy, but no imbalanced drops thus far.
Yeah, I love to see players keep the cloak until one of two things happens. Either they really need the gold for something immediately and they sell it, or two, they don't have enough item slots anymore. Until then, you don't know when you're going to be able to use it. You don't know when a play will show itself. You know, maybe a Tavern Surround with the Demon Hunter and a couple of archers at tier 2. Maybe this play right now Foggy's doing. So often you see players sell the cloak just immediately as soon as they get it. But I like, you know, at least having the opportunity to make a play with it.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with you. Both on the way to tier 2, this is an indicator for a heavy bear play, which then I would give the edge to Kaho, because Kaho, I guess, he has his very own style in some of the matchups, but if I have to name a player that he's closest to, it's definitely Colorful, and Colorful is the best bear player in the world. Then we'll see where this goes.
Both players just sharking around right now. Kaho waiting for boots, perhaps? Yeah, there's the Boots of Speed as it hits 19. And Foggy, not going to have the items to contest this. Doesn't have the circlet the Kaho has. Doesn't have the ring either, but he does have a gloves. So he's really not going to be able to win this fight. He's got a couple more archers. Well, one, in fact, now, but still not going to make up for the fact that Kaho has these extra items, and they're both just sort of sitting here, Neil.
It is the classic Amazonia game. More archers, as you said, on Foggy's side, but items are looking better. I'm curious why you're not selling the mantle or the ring.
Well, it's good later on, and the longer you have these items, the more value you get overall from them. So better to sell later than right now, I suppose. And for now, both players just happy to have no mana. And they're both going to be chilling. Ancient Wars moving over for both. No, Foggy yet to move his, but he does have Foggy 6 archers, which is the Sonic number.
And that's very, very heavy. Is there a Hunter's Hall even for Foggy?
True. I don't see. Yeah, there is not one. Talons, perhaps.
Or Naga Shredder?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be very Foggy of him if he were to do some sort of weird cheese on map 1.
No second hero thus far. He's not done with attack. Now he is, a little later than we're used to seeing. So is it a Shredder, or is he just going through with this mass archer style? Very important to grab up the item here for Kaho. Demon Hunter is under a bit control thanks to the Frost Arrow. And Kaho, he only has to... Wait, it is Talons. It is mass range, Carson.
All right, improved bows on the way, and Foggy is going to be favored now with his extra archers. And of course, Kaho is going to be favored later on with more ability to heal. But for the time being, neither of them have any rejuve. And, Kaho, an AP in the base. He's afraid of this potential Shredder push. This is more common than I give it credit for.
He can still cancel it before it finishes, but this is definitely a nice ruse by Foggy, faking a push, then teching into Talons. This can be devastating, and Kaho, he should know now that there is no push, so why keep the AP? It feels a little unoptimized, and I like it. Get Kaho out of his comfort zone, try to trick him. Foggy in a good way.
I'm so surprised Kaho invested in AP as opposed to just investing into maybe a single reveal into the base. You know the tech is going to be done at the same time for both players. You know both are going to go tier 3. It's a single reveal. Demon Hunter take a little bit of damage, but Kaho, I mean, the AP will be good if you get Nature's Blessing to pivot around. Against Talons, it's extremely, extremely strong. So maybe it's just nice to have in general as it moves forward. But Kaho has to be aware of his Talons at this point.
Okay. He finishes the AP, techs to tier 3, goes for bears. Or is it just Dryads and Mountain Giants? That's a choice you can make. Because bears will, of course, melt against this heavy, heavy damage. Mountain Giants, not so much.
Yeah, maybe a single bear to start, couple of dryads, and then the below 50 supply mountain giant is nice. You can get normally, I think, one below 50 supply with a couple of dryads and a single bear. Supply allows you to do that. For now, these players are not allowing each other to creep at all, pretty much. That Berserker camp didn't even get crept earlier, at least entirely. And there's still the Taskmaster available from the second Cobalt camp, which Foggy would love to get with his extra archer numbers, but Kaho just isn't letting him do it.
Yeah, this is a bigger investment for Foggy, of course, into this early game. And we don't see the results. Really? Kaho is contesting him now. Love the boots. That is definitely a flaw on Foggy's side, because the Naga is just controlling him so well. And whatever he moves forward is getting slowed, focused, and maybe even killed. Oh, Demon Hunter, Kaho, impact of Fairy Fire. But the boots, once again, saving them. And Kaho gets the snipe on the first tell.
Yeah, nice micro there from Kaho. Doesn't actually lose anything for it either. Might lose one archer, but no, the Dryad comes in at the perfect time. Maybe still going to fall. Yeah, it does. Keeper third, by the way. Nearly out for Foggy, and that is a good orb carrier as well as the Entank for more hero focus. That's something Kaho's going to have to be aware of. He's going to have to use his Dryad mana sparingly in the future, because for now he's only got, what, 1-2 abolishes once that upgrade finishes?
Yeah. I thought he would go heavier on the Dryads. He's also floating 500 gold. Maybe this fight was a little too stressful. He didn't macro too well. Now, finally, Foggy can level. Invul potion, super good. And Kaho continues to level as well, getting level 3 done. A decision has to be made. Is it bears? No, it can't be bears, right? It must be mountain giants at this point.
Yeah, I think absolutely it has to be. And of course, anti-magic potion would be quite nice. Orb would be necessary for Kaho. These are all upgrades. And yeah, resistance skin on the way. But Kaho needs some time now. How is he going to buy it for himself? Maybe that AP is good no matter what. TP could be forced. No, just the staff. But yeah, maybe the AP, although it wasn't good for the Shredder All-In that didn't exist, maybe it is good for buying time for the single mountain giant on the way.
Oh yeah, resistance skin is coming too. But Foggy is getting big upgrades himself with the Talon Master training. That Keeper maybe came as a surprise. We have the first orb off of many. Is it just one shop? Yeah, right? I think so. Okay, that will take some time until he gets the triple orb up. But once the triple orb's up, every single hit is basically 180 damage or something. That's insane, even against mountain giants.
Foggy getting Lionhorn, which is nice. He's got plenty of low supply units, so 1.5 armor on all those guys is pretty impressive there, and creeping just going to continue for both players. First mountain giant is out, and the first upgrade done for that guy. We'll see if Kaho can get a push invulnerability. That's what he's looking for. Greater mana. And if the Naga gets level 3 and gets level 2 Fork Lightning, it's actually not that bad, but push invulnerability would have been the nuts there, and Kaho going to go to the bottom right and look for, I don't know what would be best here, honestly. Maybe Boots of Cloth Loss, honestly.
Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. Vamp Aura doesn't do too much, of course. Devotion would also be great, but here's Foggy's push into the moonlight. Yeah.
We need well, he's got illusions actually, which is quite excellent against the Cyclone, of course, but definitely need anti-magic after the illusions run out.
Both at 50, no upkeep. Second mountain giant is there. Foggy is covering an expansion with this push. That's smart.
Yeah, because I don't think he's going to necessarily win the fight at this stage with two mountain giants, with the orb, with the soon-to-be level 3 Naga. So Foggy needs some sort of follow-up plan towards the expansion. And then once he has the expansion, he can use it to buy enough time to get triple orb out, which is this late-game fighting army, essentially, is those 3 heroes with orbs. That can counter the mountain giants, that can counter the heroes. And because even though the talons might fall off later on, the orbs will not.
Thank you guys for the continued support towards this channel. Thank you, Yayut, for the 74-month resub. That is 6 years and 2 months. That is insane. Kaho vs. Foggy, whoop whoop. Craigasm, Fyroon, also 16-month. Pope John Wick, thank you for the gifted sub. Lakritz with a 7-month. Less than 3, right back at you, mate. Double heal scroll, still only 1 orb, but once this expo is up and pays off, this will rise. But Kaho is the one with double orb faster. Did not necessarily expect that.
Yeah, definitely not. I would think that Foggy would be prioritizing that. Almost called Foggy happy there. I think I'm used to these two players playing at the same time too often, but Foggy, couple Cyclones coming in, but the damage is too good from these range. The taunt is strong as well, and Kaho, a good start to this fight.
I agree. Demon Hunter of Foggy is also pretty hurt, has a potion. Archers could be out, but he's only going for the Naga right before level 3. Mountain Giant taunt prevented nicely. Keeper in trouble. Have to prevent more damage from this Demon Hunter. Level 2 now. Thorns Aura, I think useless. So Treants might be the way. Man, what a scrappy fight! Another Fork Lightning. These hurt so bad that they will hurt even more now he's level 3.
Oh, Kaho's Dryad micro so far excellent. He's got 3 to the left, 2 to the right, and they're just bouncing back and forth while the taunts come in, making it so difficult for Foggy to find any real targets other than heroes and mountain giants, which he wants to kill these Dryads. These Dryads are the counter in both damage and in abolish for these Talons currently, but Kaho's micro too strong. The army consolidates, TP is forced, but I think Kaho happy with his trades. He didn't kill the expansion, but he's going to be just fine with this. And the Moonwells, I only imagine, are going to be dry very, very soon for Foggy.
Kaho's micro was so good in this fight. Oh my god. And this is on pretty high, but even ping. Wow, in awe. Like, who has a Dryad micro like this? Maybe Moon, but apart from that, second to none.
Yeah, and most people don't spend that close attention to Dryads when it's not just a pure Dryad army. You'll see people get very, very fancy when they have like 80 supply Dryads, for instance. But in these small 50 supply fights, when it's, 4 or 5 Dryads and a couple of Mountain Giants, you normally don't see that much attention to detail. But Kaho, perfect control there, and now pulling ahead 60 against 51. Double Ancient of War, though, will be excellent against the Mountain Giants if they stay alive for Foggy.
100%. I still feel Foggy needs more Orbs of Venom against these Mountain Giants. Cyclone on the heroes, okay. Dryads are in range. And what do you got against Dryads? Like, where are the archers? He had Double Engine of War. He stopped producing archers. It's only Talons, and Dryads are magic immune. So, where's the damage coming from? Only heroes, I guess. But it's really not that much. Kaho's control seems to be pretty good. Foggy, can you hold here one more time?
Dryads taking a little bit of damage, but all the archers cleaned up. Potion could be passed. No, Keeper just dies. Mountain Giants are taunting. I don't think Foggy can hold any longer. Town Portal force, Mountain Giant block, and there's no way to kill. You can't kill the Dryads any longer. Your archers are all dead. You need archers as well as Talons, or you need, like you mentioned, the triple orb to deal with these Dryads. But now there's just no army left, and the expansion is going to fall. Foggy should just go maybe try to creep.
But then what? He's up against Mountain Giants. Like, with the upgrades, they barely take any damage. Ancients of War gone. He needs a Hail Mary, but he can't touch these Dryads. Even if the Mountain Giants are gone, it's still a handful of Dryads in the hands of Kaho. 60 pop, Ancient of War dealt with. He's trying to go for these hero kills, but without boots. How is that supposed to work?
Cyclone, but Dryads attacking multiple targets at the same time to slow them all, and Demon Hunter for Foggy trying to kill a couple units, but they're just not able to. He's not able to catch up. I doubt this Demon Hunter is going to get a single attack ever.
Unreal. Unreal performance by Kaho. Just so good.
Wow.
How did this guy get so good in a year?
Incredible. As a great man once said, wow, wow, wee wah. That was a great performance from Kaho.
It's very true. What can I say against that? Fantastic. Like, Foggy, I really like that he wanted to play this mass range. I feel his initial push was designed to do more damage, but it was stopped in its tracks because of fantastic defense, and maybe a little bit too heavy on the defense. And then there were just tools missing for Foggy to carry this home. Army mix, not a big fan of only Talons, not a big fan of only one orb, not a big fan of not going boots.
Right.
Kaho is a better player with smarter decisions and better control.
Yeah, just all around playing better there. And, I'd like that Foggy switches it up a little bit, plays a little bit differently, but maybe he needs to switch it up again away from the Demon Hunter, potentially. Back into his comfort zone, which is the bottom, or into some sort of all-ins. I think that Shredder play would have been excellent. I definitely think it's a viable, strong strat, but maybe Kaho just too good against these wacky strats.
All right, then map number 2, Foggy facing the lower bracket where he would face Soin, and Kaho on his way to a Chinese Night Elf winner bracket semifinal. if he gets one more. New maps. This time it is Northern Isles left and also Last Refuge left. Northern Isles, of course, Foggy's loser's pick. He has to win this now. And correct me if I'm wrong, but not the most common Night Elf Mirror map?
You don't see it too often, do you?
No.
I suppose it's all comfort picks when it comes to Night Elf Mirror. You can also take into account whether your opponent plays Demon Hunter or not, and whether you play Potom or not, which then maybe Concealed Hill, Amazonia maps like that good for the Potom players. But Northern Isles, just a straight DH map, I'd have to imagine.
I would say so too. And then maybe Bear drops towards possible expansions or even main bases.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see how this goes. In the bottom left-hand side for Raptor Gaming, we got Foggy trailing and facing the lower bracket. On the upper right for Kings of the Azeroth Order, it is Kaho, who looked very good.
Name.
It is. That's what Kaho stands for.
Oh, yeah, true. I was trying to figure out what the acronym was. You're always up to date with the teams, Neo. I'm never up to date with the teams anymore.
You know, I'm listening to the German Creep Cam podcast. They cover all the team leagues.
Oh, well, unfortunately, only speak English, but maybe some subtitles. Is there subtitles?
Slash, you have to get some subtitles in for Carson. I think that won't be a problem. Shout out Slash and TumTum and Hex for the podcast.
All right. Demon Hunter for both. Yet again, Foggy, confident. Maybe this time around he will play the Bears. Of course, Marketplace makes them more viable in these sorts of games because you end up at the 50 supply stalemates. You can go for the Bone Chimes. You can go for nice items. You can go, as you mentioned, for the Zeppelins, which is possible on Amazonia as well. But more ability to work around the Zeppelin on a bigger map, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, Potom definitely out of favor, right? Like, Foggy was the last instance of still going Potom. Just gone. I expect a rather slow early game again.
Mm-hmm.
And then an action-packed late game, as so often in Night of Mirror.
Yeah, both players just going to creep level 3. But a different creep route for Foggy. Oh, is he doing the old school Amazonia creep route, which is you creep an expansion right away, and then you expand right away? He's got a Wisp here. Would not be surprised to see a Tree of Life very early.
That is indeed a typical Foggy play. I agree.
Yeah.
Carson, you're the man.
Wisp is here, though. Claws +9. Scouted and Kaho probably just as aware of the strategy as I am. This was very, very standard, not just a couple of years ago. We'll see if Foggy goes for the greed. He's got no lumber. He is now teching, so it's not as early as it could be. Maybe Foggy just happy to clear out this Expo instead.
Interesting. Kaho seems a little, I don't want to say lost, but probably a little confused that these camps are not contested in the middle, and he gets this one for free. Now he confirms it, saw the item, and that of course is a big tell that the natural is gone. But yeah, Foggy's lumber is really low, isn't it?
He's repairing that Ancient of War still to full HP. Did he set and forget that Wisp? I think he did. And the Kaho's so aware. He's continuously scanning the Expo, and he's creeping aggressively so that the Demon Hunter, of course, is in position to cancel a Tree of Life if it comes up.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, feels like Kaho is ready for pretty much everything that Foggy throws at him.
Yeah. Okay, Foggy could build the tree now once he has a little bit more gold if he really wanted to, because he knows where the Demon Hunter is, and Foggy has boots now and a circlet. And Glazay's Demon Hunter is really strong for Foggy. He's not messing around, whereas Kaho's a little bit lacking.
Yeah. For now, yeah, these claw +9, man. He can be a bully with that. And he absolutely is. Also, the addition of boots, I like it a lot in comparison to game 1. Foggy's making adjustments. He probably realized what was missing in game 1. And this is going better for now. And you called it. You got it. Expo on the way to tier 2.
There it is indeed. The podcast would have a much larger chance of reaching non-German speakers if it wasn't in German. That's genius.
That guy might be the smartest man in the room.
Yeah, love it, love it. Okay, again, Shadow Meld lurking in the shadows. Got to favor Foggy. Be because, of course, that Tree of Life is up and unscheduled for the time being. Maybe Kaho aware, but doesn't want to commit another Wisp because Lumber, with that Hunter Assault coming up, is going to be necessary for Kaho.
All right, thank you, Mackin Style, Co-Pilot, and Pungent Stink for the subs. Can he get a last hit out? Oh, did he get it?
I believe Kaho got that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, Demon Hunter in trouble now. What can self?
item's so good.
Yo.
Wisp of the lab? Yeah, he does have one.
Kaho got every single item as the F9 creep lasted indicator is stable again. We can use it again.
Oh, yay. Nice.
So enthusiastic.
Took long
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
I've been paranoid about crashing my game by accidentally pressing an F key for like 3 months.
Well, thanks to Blizzard who ruined it.
Oh, yeah, it is Blizzard's fault. That's why I'm angry about it, of course.
Good.
Players' forces are under attack.
Tier 3 on the way for Kaho and for Foggy. You tend to go into Talons with this strategy because that's more of the tempo play to do. We'll see if he does just that. Improved bows done for Foggy. Tree of Life done, but Goldmine not tangled yet. We'll see what tech buildings Foggy goes for. For now, just Tier 3.
Yeah, I think it's the same style as on Amazonia, just quote-unquote with an expansion behind.
Oh, wow. Kaho picks up the Naga and runs straight over, as a Blade
Okay.
Master would do. Cancels the Goldmine.
How is she getting out, though?
Maybe through the altar.
Yeah, that's a good advice. Yeah, I would say the same. If Foggy has good control or solid control, you don't even need good control. Just solid control, it should be enough. Oh,
Yeah, no more mana burn, but Boots of Speed will make up the difference. And Demon Hunter's going to get a full camp of the process. It's a little bit of experience. It is 600 gold for if you fully kill that gold mine. It's going to be for canceling maybe about 300. So it is, you know, worth it at least gold-wise. And he gets a full camp, so worth it experience-wise. Maybe just worth it overall.
but without the Naga, yeah, you can't contest the middle, so this is what Foggy is going for.
Yeah.
Book of the Dead will be a sell, I believe. Can be decent in absence of Wisp, but that's about it. Finally, boots for Kaho as well. But yeah, it's wins again,
Could
confirmed.
be used to creep this, actually.
Demon Hunter's quite low. We don't have staffs. Gotta be careful, Foggy. Don't overcommit after a solid early game.
Question of Vulnerability, Heal Scroll, of course, available now. Kaho with a ward here, but he's not going to need it for the time being. Yeah, double wind, shop coming up, tier 3 about to be done. Foggy
Players' forces are
in
under attack.
quite a strong position, but Kaho probably going to go for not a counter expansion, but maybe a big push on tier 3 with his first couple of bears and orb.
Yeah, this is very different on Kaho's side. While he had the perfect adjustments on map 1 with Mountain Giants and Dryads, going bears now. I'm not too sure if I like it. Like, they will be cyclone, they will be focused, they'll all die.
A player's
Yeah, I
forces
think
are under
Kaho has
attack.
pretty much one good fight in him, which is going to be within the next minute, let's say. Before Foggy hits Master Training on the Talons, before his Naga gets too strong, and before that expansion mine's too much. What is Kaho's Demon Hunter doing? I guess just trying to buy a little bit of time. Yeah, just like the Naga did previously, the Demon Hunter trying to buy time. Wait, is he just...
Oh!
What is... What is going on?
Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that again even if you wanted to. dude.
That was very odd.
Twice, yeah.
Maybe too much faith in the vamp aura.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess he also didn't check the inventory to see that there's a big heal potion. That was a huge gift. And Kaho is a nice guy. Just inviting Foggy back into the series.
Yeah, just gifting him 2 heroes.
Yep.
The first maybe not, you know, the best gift. I mean, Foggy had to pay for that a little bit, but this one was free. This one was Christmas come early, and now Kaho, that timing I was mentioning, would only be possible with the Tavern Revive on that Demon Hunter.
Yeah. I don't even know if you... No, yeah, it doesn't have the resource. Another minute without your carry hero. This, like, after the initial Entangled Gold Mine deny, this expansion has not been touched. Foggy is getting talents out. He's even getting a Hunter Soul for upgrades and possible transition into something else like Dryads. And Kaho, yeah, this is a Zeppelin, but this was scouted also immediately. Foggy now, as much as he was struggling on game 1, he's on top of his game. Crow form! Love it! The web spinner! Oh, Foggy is trying to manipulate the Arachnithid. Not working though. Whoo!
Yeah, this is all a ruse though. Like the Naga once was, like the Demon Hunter once was, like the Zeppelin is now. It's all a tactic to buy time Kaho to creep camps. He loses a bear for it, but he gets almost the entire red camp. At least the item and the Helm of Valor for this. So, worth? Question mark?
Huh. Not sure. That's quite expensive. I don't see Kaho winning this at all.
Alright, DH. The carry is back with stronger items this time round. Kaho can get another orb. That Naga's looking very, very strong as well. Maybe Kaho could creep the other red. He has the space to do so, but in doing so, he's going to allow Foggy to be 70 supply. Foggy going into double lore. I love that. I love that adjustment. He's got all the space in the world. The only way he really loses is if, you know, he only has Talons again, like he did on Amazonia, and he's up against like 8 Dryads. That's the way to lose a fight. So he's transitioning maybe just into Dryads as well.
Not even sure if he would lose then, because they're still pretty good against bears.
Yeah.
And the heroes can maybe clean the rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a very, very different game. The decision to go for bears, not my cup of tea. Okay, Kaho knows what he's doing and he's not giving this up yet. Trying to fight this back with great items. We gotta give him that. And Foggy, still only 1 orb. It's not his final form yet.
There's going to be a lot of experience and maybe another Helm of Valor. No, it will be War Song, which ain't too bad. I'm not overly a huge fan of these sort of auras, to be honest with you, but it's not too bad.
You don't like free damage? What do you like in life when you don't like free damage?
It's just not that much damage at the end of the day. You know, you got Roar already. It's alright, though. It's alright. It's worse than an attack upgrade.
Yeah, but it's for free.
True. True. Town portals are not, though, and that will be used for Kaho. And he doesn't have plenty of gold without, you know, if he ever wants to break upkeep, he's not going to. But now a defensive position, definitely a position Kaho could win the fight in, which is why Foggy is going to back away for now.
Yeah, and everything is going in his favor. Like, Kaho is adjusting. He sees these bears aren't working, so let's go for Mountain Giants. But Foggy already has the bear transition done to counter the Mountain Giants. Foggy is so far ahead, he's playing a different game.
Yeah, quite nice for Foggy. Marketplace has Claws. One of Illusion is probably the wisest purchase there, and that's what Foggy's going to get.
Could go for the Vamp Aura for later if we go into a bear Mountain Giant thingy.
Town is under siege.
Definitely. It will probably still be there in a little while, so we could go for that in due time. Last creeps on the map is the remnants of the green by Foggy's base and the remnants of the red that Kaho crept earlier with the Zeppelin distraction. But Foggy may be aware of this. It's going to go around. Oh, Sappers? Potentially. It looks like he's eyeing for something like that. But realizing where Kaho is now with that ward, going to go for the creep jack.
Yeah, after the last purchase of the laboratory went so well, let's go for Sappers. But
yeah,
probably not. Cyclone dispelled, but there's plenty more.
And Demon Hunter is trapped. Naga can't even get back to... He's got to use the push of vulnerability just to be able to staff the DH out. He's going to go for the Keeper now, which is staffed out himself. Naga has to staff out this DH sooner rather than later, else the Naga's going to die.
Oh boy. We got Roar in. We might even get Reju in. Naga has the heal scroll, and a big potion could have been transferred, but man, Foggy is just smashing this fight, about to get a hero kill. Demon Hunter out of the fight, always high up in the air. No Wisps, no Dryads here. Oh, okay, leaves the Demon Hunter alone. Kaho still trying to fight this 30 supply deficit, and a Bear Mirror now, but the one side has Fairy Fire and Roar.
GG is called, and it was, the marking was on the wall from the time that expansion got up. A nice strat from Foggy. He gets the Expo up like Colorful did earlier. And, you know, 2-base Night Elf economy proven to be pretty strong today.
Yeah, for sure. S12 taking another victory here, and we have another series that goes full distance. 2 out of 2. As we always say here, more Warcraft is always more good, even in Night Elf Mirror, as we have a lot of diversity in these matches so far. Yeah, quite a few uncharacteristical mistakes by Kaho here. Early game, not that great. Demon Hunter loss, huge. Naga loss as well. It was a little odd.
Yeah, definitely a little bit odd. I think, yeah, the DH, I don't know what that was about. I don't know if there was lag or something. You'd think if what did lag, he would have paused. Maybe just a clear-cut mistake. You know, even if it wasn't lag, I think after you lose your DH like that, you still pause and say you lagged. You know, it's that sort of mistake.
Yeah, that probably true. All right then, decider. Winner goes up against Colorful, loser goes down and faces Soin for elimination. Foggy is ready, Cow is ready. Also a little, not weird, but unusual for Foggy to not go for breaks in between games at all. Just one game after the next. He's usually a little bit more like Moon, who takes his time, sometimes even watches the replay, but here's this game, and off we go to decide this series.
Yeah, I'm surprised that more players don't watch replays in between games. You know, sometimes a loss can be tilting to watch immediately after, but if you have the time, I definitely think you should take it and watch the replay. There's plenty you can learn just from 32 times speed, zooming through a replay of your opponent. Just little tendencies, timings, and maybe mistakes you can see. And yeah, would be a fan of Foggy to do that, but maybe just wants to keep up the momentum.
Yeah, I tend to delete all my replays after I played them to just never be reminded of it ever again.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Probably wiser to use them and learn from them. Also good advice for you guys out there when you're playing on W3Champions.
And then you can Flow TV observe Foggy and keep all of his replays.
Ooh,
and then you can just pretend like it's you.
A lot of notes you have to take.
DH for Kaho and for Foggy. Could be a Potom. Will be the Potom.
Ooh. Is Foggy just a little bit later because it's a Potom, or was he later in general? It's a little slower.
Maybe. I think Foggy pulled the top wisp of the 5 to build the altar, whereas Kaho also pulled the top wisp with the 5. I think that was actually the difference in building the altar.
Yeah, little nuances in Warcraft games can make a difference. But I guess this won't be a big difference. So with that Potom play, Foggy still has many options. What do you think he's going for?
The strat I think is most common nowadays, and I like the most. I first saw it from Star-Shaped, and then later saw it from Moon. Maybe Moon copied it from Star-Shaped. I know I would as well. And now I think I see Sonic doing it, and I've seen Foggy do it, which is Potom. You try to creep to level 3 before tier 2. You get a Naga at tier 2, and then you use that Naga and a lot of archers that you're producing all through your tech to contest both shops. Once you've contested both shops, ideally getting a, let's say, a greater heal and scroll the beast. You can buy heal scroll, protection scroll at daytime after the first night, and then you can push with a couple of talons and 50 supply archers, Potom level 3, heal scroll, and a Naga. That's the typical strategy, especially considering we don't have a Hunter's Hall yet. That's what I would expect to see from Foggy, but there's a couple of other options. That's just the best one.
Okay, we'll see if he follows in the footsteps of the legendary Star-Shaped, who is also in chat. Thank you, Get Rich Brothers, for the 40-month resub. Looking forward to all the great games this weekend. Glad FFA is in the house. And classy touch with the Poppy, Carson.
Thank you. Shout out to Nelson, my roommate, for providing the Poppy.
Nelson.
Is that a weird name? Or you're just thinking of wrestling?
No, not wrestling at all. But I always think of The Simpsons. Nelson. Is he running around saying ha ha?
Yeah, he's kind of similar actually in his ways.
I hope his family is nicer though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're angels. They're angels. All right, a lot of hiding in the shadows today. That Archer could do the same, but there would be a reveal. Foggy might get first blood, but nope, the ensnare runs out. And Kaho, there is a counter that actually... oh, Murloc gonna go Foggy's way. There's a counter to the strategy that I mentioned earlier from Foggy that I actually saw Sonic do. Surprisingly enough, Sonic maybe not the innovator of strategies all the time, but in this case, I think it was good. He went Panda second and just masked Archers himself.
Damn.
And it seemed to be a good counter to this all-in strat that Foggy's potentially doing.
That does sound good. You say Sonic not the greatest influence. No, not again, Kaho. Not again. Demon Hunter, you need him. Oh, level up. He got evasion now. Needs that as well. I think he's the innovator in pimping the Demon Hunter as much as possible, though. We see it a lot these days that you go for the shop and get circles. We saw it in Amazonia, for example. That's the doing of Sonic.
And this is innovative from Foggy as well. I've never actually seen this, but the aggressive Moonwells, I love this, actually. This is so cool. This does telegraph you're all in because, you know, obviously you don't want to have these Moonwells in the late game, but what an excellent choice for contesting these shops.
I agree. This is a lot of control early on. Very smart. Foggy, once again, this is where he thrives, when he has time to prepare for one specific opponent. And he had a week to prepare for Kaho after qualifying last Sunday. And it was a rocky start on AZ, but so far looking good. Demon Hunter doesn't get the last hit.
Steals the beast!
Wow!
The beast! What a steal! That's massive!
In an Archer battle, this is insane!
That is huge. That's exactly why this strat is so good, because you can get those shops almost guaranteed because you have more Archers and you have the Naga a little bit earlier. And you're supposed to get both shops, and you're supposed to, you know, potentially get the Scroll of the Beast. If you get the Scroll, of course, it's excellent, but you're not supposed to get it stolen like that. Kaho actually sells it for double potions.
Okay, might help. How aggressive is this push gonna be? Not too aggressive because there's tier 3 behind it.
Yeah, definitely. This is something I've seen some players do recently, because it's sort of like, oh, hold that thought, Naga gonna be focused down, and now Potom focused down. No town portal for Foggy, but Kaho potion, one's gonna be forced. Naga will go into the town portal. But yeah, one thing. Oh, Shadow Meld. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it's sort of like the Mass Huntress style, where players are so aware when you see Huntresses with Potom that you're going to be all in with APs, that players play almost pre-countering it with an early AP and very defensive. Similar to this strategy, players get very, very defensive, maybe staying tier 2 like Kaho has, maybe massing Archers like Kaho has, that you can just go tier 3, and with the Huntress style, you just expand sometimes. So there's a little flow chart when your opponent's too defensive, and this is good for Foggy.
Okay, let's see for how long, because we get the Dryads once again, I guess. Nice little lasted with the mana burn on Kaho's side. Man, when game 1 was super duper in favor of Kaho, game 2 was Foggy's revenge. This is as even as it gets for now.
Foggy's revenge. Sounds like a chapter in a book, something like that. And maybe this chapter will spell 2-1, but for now, Foggy not really going to have map control. He's trying to fake like he does have map control, like he is strong, but I think Kaho aware. Now these Moonwells are going to be perhaps an Achilles heel later on. If Kaho gains map control, that's going to be a supply block Foggy, so hopefully for his sake that does not happen. But he is going to get the next shop. Wand of Masculine sold. Kaho creeping his mercenary camp and gets some more damage for the Naga, not too bad.
Okay, yeah, this is 360 gold here in the middle of the map, and of course regeneration. Would hurt to lose it, but do you really want to contest in the middle? Not too sure. You still need a lot of time, but both players are giving each other that time with the tier 3 on both sides, but this will be quite an advantage for Foggy, who can go for orbs now if he wants to, but a little tricky. Do you want to go for orbs if you're Foggy? You would lose on your Searing Arrow. You would lose on your Frost Arrow.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd.
Certainly eventually. But for now, I think at least the cold arrow is necessary to control that Demon Hunter. But yeah, this is kind of a catch 22, catch 21, 22, 20, 23, 22, right?
22 indeed.
Yeah.
Also very good Scar Band.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think they... Wait, I always get the order around. You know Streetlight Manifesto?
No idea.
Ah, okay. So these bands kind of share a history, Catch-22 and Street Manifesto, but they broke up and they both released the same album, just in a different style. And they hate each other now. Everybody thinks, okay, that Keysby Nights album is the real one. It's an odd story. Yeah, ska people hating on each other, man. That should be forbidden.
Slight addition to our tangent here. A new movie is out that I'm super stoked on, but it's not playing in any theaters near me. I'd have to take the ferry over to see it. A movie called Meet Me in the Bathroom. It's by the same directors as the LCD Sound System Farewell, sort of Last Dance, Shut Up and Play the Hits. It's about the Strokes and like the New York bands in the early or the late 90s. I'm so stoked to see it, but it's not playing in any theaters. I cannot wait. If anyone in chat has seen that movie so far, let me know how it is.
There we go. A few recommendations for you guys when there was a little break. We do have an orb now on the keeper side. That's of course smart. Same for the Naga. So no crowd control currently on Kaho. Only 40 pop as well. And Foggy is trying it once again with an expansion. But this time Kaho sniffs it out a little earlier, a little faster. Can you do something about it? Pit Lord!
Ooh.
I love this.
We have the star-shaped strategy. We have a Pit Lord third. I mean, can't complain at all, can we? Rain of Fire. We were talking about Sonic, and this is the Sonic special, but Cyclone, pretty good counter to Rain of Fire. I'm not going to lie.
Yep. In general, Cyclone, a pretty good counter against the Pit Lord. Oh, and
yeah.
Massive damage with the AoE. This is a bloodbath in front of Foggy's expansion. Heal Scroll counters the Rain of Fire, and that was the last one.
Naga taking a ton of damage, but Kaho being safer with his heroes than he once was. Messy. Both players about to lose absolutely everything. The question at the end of the day is which heroes are going to be stronger once there's no units left over. Ancient War going to help out a ton.
Oh.
Naga did actually die in the back to the Priestess. And now Foggy seems to be pulling ahead.
I think so too. Massive supply lead. Kaho, this all-in is not working out at all. Could have popped the potion, but wanted to save it for the Demon Hunter. If there's a little bit control left, this Demon Hunter's also gonna die. There's no staff. There's no TP. There's a surround. Oh man, it's turning nighttime soon. He can Shadow Melt, maybe? Doesn't even need it. Doesn't even need it. Oh, maybe
does need it.
Would have needed it.
Oh, Cyclone? Okay, he does get it. Okay, Foggy, you literally only have this Cyclone. You have to land this surround, my man. Oh no. Okay, mana burn on the Talon that has the most mana, so he can get out. Oh, it happens. There is a Cyclone the Talon in the back. What a sick mana burn from Kaho though. Like low key, that was amazing.
Wow. The fact that this Demon Hunter is still alive is a miracle. And maybe, Foggy was thinking, you guys, I got this gift on Northern Isles with the Demon Hunter kill. I'll let him have this one.
Yeah, that was, it is harder to surround a Cyclone than it seems. The hitbox is, unfortunate. The hitbox is really rough on Cyclone. It should be fixed. That's one adjustment that needs to be changed. And all right.
Okay.
2-1 for Foggy.
That was
unorthodox.
Yeah, anticlimactic as well.
Yeah. The expo's up though. Kaho had actually no Moonwells left. I didn't see if he was tier 3 yet. Oh, of course he was tier 3 because he had the Pit Lord. But obviously no Moonwells left. Pit Lord dead, Naga dead, Demon Hunter only half HP at the end. So it was over, although anticlimactic.
Well, Foggy advances into the winner bracket semifinal, where he will now face Colorful in the same matchup. Kaho, we will see him again. He will have a fight for survival against Soin. And are these two the most improved players of 2022? I would say yes.
Potentially, absolutely.
Potentially, absolutely. Love that.
What did I say earlier that was very similar to that as well? I forget.
Potentially, eventually?
Yeah, I think so.
Or something?
That's my new thing.
Okay, yeah. You are a clown, Carson. You're a clown. Ha ha.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, no clowning around when it comes to W3Champions. These guys keep on delivering wherever they go. The latest addition was the ping equalizer for the players. So every match here will be played on the same condition for both players. They also have state-of-the-art matchmaking where the best mathematicians in the world are creating these algorithms to match you with players of your skill. And the ladder is, of course, packed with people. The 2-on-2 ladder might be a little dead, but 1-on-1, 4-on-4 FFA is pretty damn great. So go check it out. It's W3Champions.com. We got servers all over the world, in North America, in South America, in Europe, in the CIS region, multiple in Asia, in China, in Southeast Asia, in Africa, of course, multiple, and even in Oceania. I think we're lacking a server in Antarctica, but I'm pretty sure the guys are on it. And if you want to help with the project that is War3Champions, we always need new talented and dedicated coders. Or if you're looking for a hobby, if you're looking for a side project, if you're a little bored in your free time, go help the team. We're looking for people who can code JavaScript, C#, .NET, jQuery, Rust, TypeScript, Node, and also graphic designers. People who can do animations to make this a little more beautiful than it already is. And of course, the team is always looking for moderators. The Back to Warcraft team, by the way, is looking for people who can help with admin work, as we have the European Weekly, the NA Weekly, the season end tournaments, and maybe more stuff in the future. So reach out if you want to help us do admin work. If you maybe were an admin before, if you're willing to learn how admin stuff works, feel free. If you have a free Friday evening, that would take a lot of time of my table if you could run the admin work for the weekly cups. As Carson is of course busy doing the casting, I'm of course busy all the time. That would be a great help. Great help is also subbing to this channel. Thank you, Luke, the Skywalker, with a 17-month resub. Let's go! And we hope that you enjoy this one. Third match coming up, the winners semifinal is Foggy versus Colorful after a little break.